So first, let's just talk a little about the journey you had here, how you got here, what happened, because it was a crazy one.
Uh, I was in high school, senior year, and ECU wasn't even on the radar. I had already decided that I was probably going to go JUCO, and at the time I passed on a Division I offer because I felt like it wasn't the right one for me. But one of my friends called me, and he was supposed to go to a showcase in Dallas because he hadn't got a scholarship yet. And I went to it with him, and the former coach here, Coach Mack, was there. And we exchanged phone numbers, and 3 weeks later I decided to come here.
Okay. Obviously, you had the accident, and you didn't know if you were going to be able to play again.
Yeah.
What did you do after that accident to be able to get back into great playing shape and obviously to improve as much as you have?
For me, the biggest thing was not just not being complacent, but watching the team we had that year. It was a team full of guys that were obviously good. They play overseas now, but for me, I felt like I had to play catch up because everybody was continuously progressing, and I had to be on bed rest, to walk on crutches, to treatment, to therapy every day. So the biggest part for me was just, one, seeing if I could do it again to be able to play at this level, but two, not getting left behind on the talent circuit.
Okay. So besides just not wanting to be left behind, what else changed for you to be able to go from like 4 points a game as a freshman to over 20 this year?
The work ethic. I feel like Chris Fisher, Kobe Carr, Shaq Burrell, all those guys, they didn't allow me to be lazy, you could say, because those especially my freshman year, those were the guys I hung out with the most, and they didn't play 2K and stuff like that. When they were bored, they came to the gym and just worked out, and if that's who you're hanging out with, that's what you have to do. So just doing that every day, like our off day, Sunday, just getting in here, getting shots up, shots that actually you're going to take in the game, not just playing horse. So
okay. What do you think was the biggest change for this program to go from 8 wins a season to 3 straight 20-plus win seasons?
Without a doubt, Coach Havens. Coach Havens and Coach Hill. And I've had some really good coaches, not just in my opinion, but facts, off of wins and all that in the past, but I don't think I've been around a group of coaches that are that smart with basketball. A lot of times you guys have guys just spitballing, trying to stick and see what works, but they really have a knowledge for the game. And it's not a knock on past coaches we've had here, but if you talk about, like, what players are going to do, it's how you use the players to get the wins, and without a doubt, I think that's why we were so successful.
Okay. Talk a bit about your experience at the All-Star game. What that was like, and
it was to me, it was a blessing, good opportunity, one, to be recognized for the hard work that I have put in, but just to be able to say that you were one of the best to that year in the basketball. So it was a good experience. It was not much very defense being played, so it was more like a pickup game. But like I said, the opportunity there was I liked it.
okay. What are you looking forward to doing next in life? You graduate in May, so what's after that?
Pursuing basketball right now. Couldn't really talk to any agents during the season. Don't want to violate any NCAA rules, but after the season, I've gotten in contact with some agents, and we're working stuff out now and pursuing that basketball right now.
Okay. Getting a degree in business, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Business finance.
So what would be after basketball, or kind of like what would you be looking to go into then for work after that?
Probably being a CPA, or even like a financial advisor. I know at home in Texas, Chase Bank, not too far from my house, is very good starting point. So we'll see.
All right. You mentioned how Chris and Shaq and Kobe helped you and focused you on getting better. So what have you done, and what do you have to say for the guys behind you, that, for them to continue with the success that we've had?
The exact same thing. A lot of times when I'm in here shooting, Tyler, Cam, whoever, Jerry's in here almost every night, and they have the right mindset already. I had to get it taught to me. They came in with it, which is a lot better, and I just using myself as an example for them, because like you said, I went from barely touching the court to now. So I feel like if you work hard, if it can happen to me, it can definitely happen to any of them. So
talk about what it was like to coach Braxton.
Absolute pleasure to coach. It was a blessing to have a front row seat to watch what he did from the time I started coaching him to where he ended up as a senior. Maybe improved as much as any player I've ever had the opportunity to be around. And it's a credit to him and his work ethic and his ability as well. But he just continued to get better, continued to add to his skill set, and worked harder than anybody to make that happen.
Okay. He mentioned, he got that hard work from some of his previous teammates, and he tried to instill that in his current ones as he's going. Did you see that in him?
Oh, absolutely. And he's a guy that brought it every day. You didn't have to worry about his effort level in practice. He was gonna give you what he had, because it was important to him to get better, and that can be contagious. And we called on him, especially this year, to be a leader. And I thought he did a great job of setting the tone, and all the way back in conditioning. I mean, when it's the unpleasant stuff of running sprints and getting in shape, and he would lead the way and be vocal. And so hopefully that's something that he's imparted on the guys that will be coming back, and he's really impacted the program deeply, not only with what he did, but what he's done for his teammates as well.
Okay. Obviously, he's got a ton of accomplishments, but what do his individual accomplishments do to help the program as a whole?
Well, I definitely think they're connected, and I think he would probably be the first to tell you, and we talk about it. Individual awards usually flow from team success. The player of the week in our conference is usually going to be from a team that's had success and won 2 games. And so every time he was getting recognition, we always made it a point to make it a team award and let them take pride in it. And so when you turn that around, we fed off of that, and his individual recognition gives our team recognition as well.
Okay. What do you see him accomplishing or doing next in his life?
Well, I know he wants to continue to play, and he's going to have some opportunities, and you're always happy for a kid when you have a dream and you work for it and you get to see that come true. And he's going to have a chance to play professionally, and you only have a small window of time in your life as an athlete that you can do that, and he's going to go get to live that out. And I'm excited for him. I'm excited to get to follow and see what he can do, and look forward to a lot of success from him.
You got to experience the All-Star game with him. Just kind of give your overall thoughts on that, and kind of also what it means to him and the program to have someone be able to go to that.
Well, it's really a great event, and I know a great experience for him. And as a coach, I didn't want to miss it, so I really was glad it was able to work out that I could go watch him play. And I think the thing that I was struck by is just the level of player at that. I mean, you're talking about the top 20 guys that were not competing in the Elite 8 in the Division II level, and that was just talent all over the floor. And Braxton not only was a fit, he was one of the better players there. And so it was good to see that. I got to admit, it was really cool when they're running out on the floor and he's got the home Tigers jersey on there, to see our school represented at an event like that and at that level, and to see him go out and compete and represent well for himself and our program was really an exciting thing as a coach.